everyone, my name is Faye Anley and I'm a Cisco Technical Marketing Engineer. Welcome to Cisco's SD Access channel, where we share updates on the features and technologies of Cisco's SD Access solution. SD Access provides automated end-to-end services such as segmentation, quality of services, and analytics for user, device, and application traffic. SD Access automates user policy so organizations can ensure the appropriate access control and application experience are set for any user or device to any application across the network. This is accomplished with a single network fabric across LAN and WLAN, which create a consistent user experience anywhere without compromising on security. The focus of this short video is on how to integrate SD Access with your existing non-Cisco radius-based identity solution so that you can leverage the advanced segmentation capabilities of SD Access. Before jumping into my lab, let me explain how the third-party identity server and Cisco DNA Center interact. Here's the SD Access environment with a predefined user virtual network, and within it is a VLAN with 1026 as the ID. On the right are groups and group-based policies for users created on Cisco DNA Center, which are deployed to the network via the Cisco Identity Services engine. When a user connects, the user is authenticated and authorized onto the network directly by the third-party radius server. As part of that authorization, the third-party server must pass back the VLAN ID, which is 1026 in my environment, and the SGT of 4. The VLAN ID is needed to provide connectivity into the user virtual network, and the assigned SGT represents the connected user as employee on the network. The access device will then apply existing policy, or for a new group, download policy, and then forward traffic mark with the SGT deeper into the network. Now I'll jump into my lab to show you exactly how this works. I've logged into my lab right now, and what I'm showing you is the policy screen in DNA Center. And I've specifically zoomed into the area of the matrix that's showing the policies for the employees. And I'm going to specifically focus on this particular policy, which is a policy for employee-to-employee communication. And as you can see, I've got a contract that's filtering that communication called block malware. If I want to know what the details are of the block malware contract, all I need to do is click on the cell, and up pops this window that shows me all the rules that are associated with the block malware contract. So with this policy in place, obviously before I created the policy, I would have had to create the group, the employee group. So let's take a look at that. Navigate to the group screen, and let me specifically filter for my employee group. Right, so I have here my employee group, and as we can see, it's associated with an SGT of 4, and it's also mapped to the user VN. So what this means is anytime a user is associated with the SGT of 4, we'll know that that user is part of the employee group and will be assigned a VLAN within the virtual network user VN, which in my case is VLAN ID 1026. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the configuration on my third-party radius server. So here on my left-hand side window, I've got my third-party radius server, which is free radius in my case. And as I mentioned before, what we need to do is configure that third-party radius server to pass back the VLAN as well as the SGT information so that the switch knows what VLAN and what SGT to associate to that user that's being authenticated by the third-party radius server, which in my case is FreeRadius. So what I'm showing you here is the profile that I've configured for my user. My user's username is employee1, and I'm passing back a VLAN of 1026 and an SGT of 4. So here on the right hand side, I've got my switch, my edge. My user's already authenticated. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the connection details. Okay, so we have here my employee user. And as we can see, it's been assigned the VLAN ID of 1026 and the SGT of 4. So now with this information, the switch will then go ahead and communicate with ICE to pull all of the policies that are relevant to the SGT of 4. So if I go ahead and take a look at the policies that are in place for SGT 4, which we know is the employee group, as you can see here are my policies that the switch downloaded from ICE that were configured on DNA Center. And so here's my employee to employee policy with block malware as the contract. So now my switch will then filter any communication from my employee to another employee on this particular switch using the block malware contract. Now for more specific configuration details, I encourage you to take a look at this document on our community's website. Don't worry about grabbing the URL. I'll go ahead and add a link to this particular document in my video once I process it. And in this document, what I have here is the template configuration required to go ahead and specify the third-party radius server for authentication, authorization, and accounting. These commands are going to be in addition to the automation that DNA Center already provides. Right here is the resulting config that shows you both the configuration for that third-party radius server as well as the configuration for pulling down the policy information from Cisco Identity Services Engine. And lastly, down here are more specific configuration information if you're using FreeRadius as your third-party server.
This concludes the demonstration. For more information, please check our YouTube channel and our Cisco community site. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video.